Hello, hello, hello. We are here once more for another amazing prog review. And this one, if you haven't read the title description, is The Red Planet by there Rick Wakeman. I don't know how what's his studio album? How many is it? Millionth studio album from Rick Wakeman. He was in that band The Yes. Do you remember that? Do you remember when he was in The Yes? She started huffing already. Originally released on the 19th of June 2020, though it was meant to be out in April. It was because of the, well, this is going to date the video. In future times, when the archaeologists dig this video up out of the ground, this is about the terrible pandemic that wiped out the population. COVID-19 they called it. And it kind of delayed. It delayed. Just remember, wear a mask and wash your hands. That's all you got to do. Be safe. This album was kind of delayed, and everything kind of went a bit wrong for old Rick. I really feel sorry for him, because he was going to do a big promo thing, and there was going to be a listening party and all that, and it kind of fell by the wayside. So the album, I think, has been a bit shunted around and lost somewhat. So yeah, it's called The Red Planet. And it's about Mars. It is. Wakeman loves space. He's done. It's not the first time. Was it No Earthly Connection? It was about space and out there. His last proggy effort back from 2003 was spacey, and this is a spacey one too. And why not? Why not? If you're going to do prog, I suppose space is the place to go for, isn't it? Really. But before we start, I must put my cards on the table. This is me doing a mime of cards on the table, right? I'll put my cards on the table. I'm not a big fan of keyboard music. You know that. Jean-Michel Jarre is about my limit, but that's because, you know, he's a bit poppy, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a big fan of keyboard players. I like the guitar. You know that. You understand that. But, you know, Rick Wakeman, I've total respect for as a musician, because he's one of those proper musician people, you know. He's one of those people that music flows through him. You know, he doesn't have to try, it's just there. And so, you know, I come at it from that angle where I'm not a big fan of keyboard albums. I find them very often a little bit dull. And so you can see where I'm going with this. If you like Rick Wakeman, you are going to love this record, for it, like the John Anderson one previously, is full of Rick Wakemanisms. You know, it's got everything you want, and the titles of the tracks are taken from geological features of Mars, mountains and volcanoes and whatnot, like Olympus Mons and South Pole. Could have worked a bit harder on that one, Rick. Could have worked a bit harder on that title, couldn't you? You know, a little bit more effort. But yeah, he's just taken his cue from the various places that we've named on that there Mars. Does it lend itself to a trip to Mars? Probably not. Any more than, you know, what Henry's Wives sounds like Henry's Wives. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's a lot of keyboards on it. It is. There's a lot of keyboards. It's very keyboardy. There are moments where, was it called the English Rock Ensemble, get to do their bit, and that is Dave Colquhoun on guitars. Hopefully I haven't mangled your name. Lee Pomeroy on bass. Lee Pomeroy, didn't he do work with Hackett? Isn't he one? He's been one of Hackett's bassists in the past. And Ash Sohn is playing the drums. Yeah, I mean, it's okay if you like that sort of thing. It's okay. I don't think I could hum any of it or whistle any of it. There was no real tunes that jumped out at me that were like stickers, though I'm sure if you played it a few times it would stick. I have no intention of doing that. No. But if you like Rick Wakeman, doing Rick Wakeman on lots of analog, very analog synthesizer album, this is my thing. This is my, and it's purely from like a production point. It's very analog. He's gone for like kind of classic 70s synthesizer sounds, you know, that kind of tone palette. There's no and this is what annoys me about synthesizerists at the moment, is everyone's obsessed with analog, and they've forgotten digital synths and the delightful wishy-washy swooshy noises of the 80s synths, the DX7s and things like that. They've kind of been put on back in the cupboard, and we've gone for an analog, and that's great. Don't get me wrong, we like that. However, with the production of this, there's no it's very stale, it's very anemic in its production. It needed that kind of 70s analogy, valvey. Oh, where are you going with this, Darren? Where are you going with this? I just felt the production, it wanted to sound like it was a throwback to the 70s, but because it was so clear and so clean and so fresh, it just sounded a bit, I don't know, a bit off, a bit wonky. That's just my mixing ears. That's just me talking. You'll probably love it, but I thought what he needed to do is go full 70s with it, you know, and that's what I thought was lacking. It feels like it's from that age, but it's kind of not. It's like, got it. It's like when they colorised Laurel and Hardy. It's like that. That's the best analogy I can use. When they colorised Laurel and Hardy, or Buster Keaton, or Harold Lloyd. Make way for Harold Lloyd. Oh, I love Harold Lloyd. And that's what I got the feeling was. And also, again, this is no slight on Colquhoun, Pomeroy or Sohn, but I was listening to it and I was thinking, oh, wouldn't it have been nice if this had been done in the 70s and you had, I don't know, Bruford or Alan White playing on this, you know, or even Squire, or, you know, contemporaries of the day, adding their bit, you know, prog superstars. Shame he didn't invite Hackett along, you know, or someone like that to put some proggy stuff down on it. But, you know, that's his call. I'm just waxing lyrical over the album. It needed something. It needed a bit more character to elevate it. That's just my opinion. It is okay. It is, you know, it's Rick Wakeman. You can't complain musically about it, but I just wanted a little bit more character to it. That's what I'm saying. Again, it's not an album I would buy. It's not an album I would seek out, because I know it is not going to talk to me. Because these kind of, you know, keyboardy widdly records, you know, I've heard the Six Wives, and I've heard the other one. The other ones, you know, the ones with the thing with the ice skating, and when he went to the bottom of the earth and that. I've heard them. I don't feel I need to hear any more, you know. Oh, that's the Rick Wakeman fans annoyed. Oh dear. But if you like Rick Wakeman, and I'm parroting what I said about the John Anderson record. If you love Rick Wakeman, you're going to love this, you know. It's not that it's a bad record, you know. It does kind of run out of steam. I think the last track kind of, you know, you needed a big triumphant kind of ending. I think it needed to start small and kind of build towards something. You know, I think there is a pacing issue there. But, you know, it's Rick Wakeman. I'm going to pass him. I'm going to say, go on, Mr. Wakeman. There you go. You've entertained me with your mirth and merriment over the years. He gets a pass. I'm going to let him go through, you know. Yeah, there you go. But, and this is important, right? You're going to be happy to know that, like Holst, Wakeman's going to be doing a series of this. This is like the first in a series of albums about planets. You know, he's going to be doing the solar system. Next one up is Probing Uranus. This whole review was just for that joke. This whole review was for that joke, and you dare not laugh? You dare not laugh? I'm sure Mr. Wakeman would approve. In terms of a rating, I'm going to give this 3 Olympus Mons out of 5. That's 3 Olympus Mons out of 5. And that's purely because I don't like keyboard albums, you know. It's not my scene, man. It's not my scene. It's nicely acquitted, but it sounds like an old album that's been kind of re-recorded in the modern age, you know. It's like one of those. It's like when Oldfield redid Tubular Bells. It feels like that. He should have gone more, you know. He should have had some tape hiss to it, and made it sound like a 70s album. And I think I would have enjoyed it more. It's all about what I want, you see. It's all about what I want, because I'm a massive egotist. It's about me. But anyway, thank you for watching. Red Planet is out there. I think you can get it on vinyl and CD and whatnot. Give it a go. You might like it more than I do. You know, it's not that it's a bad album. It's Rick Wakeman. It's just, it doesn't speak to me. But it might speak to you. So even again, when I do these reviews, don't poo-poo it. Even if, like the John Hanson one, don't poo-poo it. There's always YouTube. You can always listen to these things or samples of these albums, and you know, for now, and then you can see if I'm right or wrong. I'm just trying to be your guide. I'm just like, here, this is what I think of this. This is, you know, it's not law. It's not written down. You know, it's just entertainment. That joke I did, yeah, that joke. Anyway, I'm going to have to do that YouTube spiel now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for what it's worth. I don't know. If you want to help me, if you're foolish enough to want to give me money, there is a join button. There's somewhere around. They might move it. So if I point to one part of the screen, in 5 years' time it could be over here. So I'm just going to say there is a join button, and up there as well, you know, just in case, and at the sides. You know, that way I've got the whole thing covered. Or they might take it away. There might not be a join button because they might have changed their minds. You never know with YouTube. You never know. Once, at this time in 2020, there was a join button where you could join up and give me money. And there are benefits. I've put some videos behind a paywall and whatnot. I don't know. Nobody watches them though, so I don't know why bother. But it's there if you want to help me out. If not, there's always Patreon, and that's www.patreon.com/lock, and you can give me money there. Hey. Alternatively, go to music.darrenlock.com and you can check out my crappy records. Oh, they're bad, and have a good laugh. It's my pleasure. And you can even buy those if you're that daft. You know, you can actually give me money for music. Why? When it's free, when you can just listen to all this stuff for nothing. Why would you do that? And also there's the social media, but we don't do Facebook. Facebook is... The cool kids go to Twitter. I'm on Twitter. If you want to know about live streams and when videos are posted, because sometimes the sub feature doesn't work. I ask you to sub, but there's a chance it might not work. Go to the Twitter because you'll get the links delivered there. I should really do something with the Instagram, but I don't know. I'm scared to use it. I was like, so anyway, thank you for watching. My name is Darren. There's only one more thing left to say by now. You should know what that is, and that is Prog on.